That was Carly Rae Jepsen with Call Me Maybe. You are listening to phoenixradio.com.au. This is Jason's Sports Rundown, and the time is 1:09 p.m. It is time for the weekly interview segment, and early this week, I did manage to catch up with Brisbane Bandits young superstar catcher, Jake Burns. Take a listen. It is time for the weekly interview segment, and this week we are talking to a special guest. This week's guest is a Brisbane Bandits young superstar catcher, Jake Burns. Hey Jake, how are you doing today?
Hey Jason, yeah, everything's good with me, mate.
That's good to hear. Firstly, how are you feeling early on in your second year with the Brisbane Bandits?
Pretty good. The team's shaping up pretty good. We got players from kind of all over, and we're finally starting to gel, which is really nice. We've got some good players from Canberra, some from Melbourne, Korea and Japan. So it's looking pretty good.
So you signed with Brisbane 2 years ago. What drew you to signing with Brisbane?
Well, Brisbane kind of came to me with the opportunity to play more. In Sydney in the past, I'd spent 3 or 4 seasons in Sydney and kind of struggled for a bit of game time and stuff like that. And Brisbane kind of come to me and said, "Hey, like, we're really interested in you, and we've got an opportunity for you to play and be one of our guys," you know. So that definitely was a big part of it. And also, who wouldn't love to move up to Queensland? You know, being a Sydney boy, it's nice to get this opportunity to move up there and almost a bit of a holiday for the summer.
Yeah. So you had a pretty prolific junior career representing Australia in the under-15s, under-18s, under-23s. You know, what experience and skills were you able to gain from that?
Just the experience, you know. Like my first time away was under-15s, and I was in Panama, and you play against some of those top nations in baseball, you know, like your USA's, Japan, Cuba, Dominican Republic, countries like that. So definitely getting used to playing against the higher levels of competition. And then other than that, just kind of like working on being a tournament-based team and grinding out those tournaments and trying to be the best tournament team in baseball. When you look at the men's Australian team, which I'm aspiring to be on, they play at the World Cup, and it's all short tournament-based games. So to be able to work on that and be the best tournament team in baseball is super important.
Yeah. You spent 3 years with St. Louis Cardinals organization. What was that like, you know, the experience, but also what you were able to gain from that?
Yeah, like obviously super cool, you know, being affiliated with like an MLB team, you know. I never cracked the big leagues, but at least to play in the minor leagues, you know, you travel, you play 132 games in a season, you know, so you play every day but Monday, and Monday's kind of your travel day to your next city to go play. So it's pretty surreal, you know, for 6-7 months there, you kind of playing every single day, and there's fans in the crowd, kids wanting your autograph, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty surreal and really improved my baseball, you know, and I've learnt lessons to this day from it.
Yeah. Well, this year, Brisbane signed the veteran catcher, Robbie Perkins, to the team. How have you found having a catcher like him, you know, the experience he brings around the team?
Oh, unbelievable. You know, he's the best catcher in Australia. And that's something I aspire to be, you know, once I get to his age kind of thing. So to be able to sit back and watch how he goes about his business every day, you know, whether it's him at practice or him warming up or him in the game, you know, there's things as a catcher that really can't be taught, you know. So to sit back and watch him do those things like pitch calling and controlling a pitching staff, and just controlling the game from back there is it's really cool to see. And the added bonus of seeing how he goes about hitting too, you know, like the catching stuff's fantastic, but seeing how advanced he is as a hitter too is really impressive, and something that I'm really looking forward to for the rest of the season to kind of learn from him.
Yeah. You guys host the Perth Heat at home 27th, 29th of November. What do you think that series is going to look like? And is there anything that you're expecting from Perth themselves?
Well, from Perth, I've seen that they've got a lot of imports. They've got a good mix of players from different organisations, which will be a good challenge. With a mix of some Aussie guys, they've got Alex Hall, another good catcher, who's been setting the world on fire. So they got some tough guys, but I think for us, these first 2 weeks of the season, we're putting pieces of the puzzle together, and I think this week it's finally going to click for us, and we could really do some damage.
Yeah. Well, I thank you, Jake, for giving up some of your time to speak to me today, and I hope the rest of the season goes well, not only for you, but for the Bandits, and hopefully they can make a deep run towards a championship.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you having me on, mate.
Yeah, thank you once again to Jake Burns for taking some time out of his busy week to be a part of the show. We wish Jake all the best of luck tonight in the first of 3-game home series against the Perth Heat. No doubt they'll be getting ready for that one. So it's been good to have him part of today's show. And once again, hopefully he and the Bandits can get the job done tonight against the Perth Heat. Coming up soon, we'll have your news and weather update. But right now, you've got Josh Pike with Make You Happy.